Hey y'all, I am so sorry that I've been away, but a lot has happened, and I want to thank you. Someone left a really good, sweet note and said, "Please don't abandon your channel." And I promise you, that was not my intention, but y'all, life has been getting the best of me. And what I did not want to do is come on here and bleed all over y'all with everything that I had going on. Um, and also, if I'm honest, I was upset. I was bothered. And I had to have some conversations with the Lord because Jesus, why? All right. But I am in San Francisco for the NBA All-Star Week, All-Star Weekend. I got all my stuff here. So there's something called Basketball Without Borders, and it is one of the international basketball programs that the NBA has. And I don't know if y'all know this, but the NBA has basketball academies in several different countries. I think Africa, they just launched Basketball Africa League. They have programs in Morocco, India, Australia, just like everywhere. And so what they do is every year at the men's tournament, at the men's NBA All-Star weekend, is they bring the best of the best, the top 100 international high school players. These guys are ages 16 and 17. So the best of the best from all over the globe, y'all, from everywhere in Europe, Africa, Asia. And they bring them here. And for 3 or 4 days, they are evaluated by NBA scouts because these guys will be draft eligible in 2027. And a lot of them are in some of our NBA, I say our, are in some of the NBA academies. And the NBA academies are like basketball schools where they're like the equivalent of prep schools here in America, where kids just go to school like in the mornings, they work out, they do basketball skills development, then in during the daytime for like 4 or 5 hours they attend class, but they do online. It's accredited, but they do online classes, and they have like teachers, like 2 or 3 teachers that help facilitate those classes. And then the rest of the day, like the other maybe 4 or 5 hours, is dedicated to like basketball, where they're going through learning plays and, more skill development and offense, and they play a whole basketball season. So they bring them here, and like today we met all the campers. So I was chosen from the coaches development program. There were 5 of us that were chosen out of 30 something odd people that are in there to come and coach during this weekend. And so out of 5 of I'm the only female that got selected. And so today we got to meet the campers. We had breakfast with them. We all staying in the same hotel. And we got to meet them. We had like skill development stations. So we did that for a little bit. They did 3-on-2, 2-on-1 transition to check their decision making and how well they run the floor, can finish, and all those things. And it was full of NBA, like everybody, just about every team from the NBA was represented. International teams like FIBA teams. So it's a partnership with the NBA and FIBA. FIBA is the International Basketball Association Federation, right? And then after all the drills and stuff, we had a draft. So I am with each of us coaches have a team, and so we had to go in, y'all, and do a mock draft. So while the players they did play evaluation games today, so that we can look and see, watch them and see who we're going to draft in our teams, and it was pretty cool. My team is dope. Oh my goodness, we did such a good job in the draft. Anywho, so we get to we had like a draft. We had to draft our team, and then like I've just been chilling. We have tickets to go to all the events. Obviously, like there's a celebrity game today. I'm not going because I'm trying to rest. And then tomorrow is some kind of game. I think the Rising Stars game, and then Sunday is the actual All-Star game. So I'll be going to those 2 things. But tomorrow in the morning we do same thing. It'll be skills development stations for the players, and then we actually play games. And so I'm really excited about that. Last night was a welcome reception, so I got to meet or reconnect with some of the NBA executives that I hadn't seen in a while, and they remembered me, so I was cool about that. But that's where I am right now. I literally went to go get something to eat. And y'all, when I walked out the door, I was walking to go get me going to Popeyes, because that's like the most affordable thing around here. Maybe it's expensive over here in Oakland, California. And when I was walking, I saw police cars like zooming by. And I saw one, like the police SUV, is it SVU? No, that's Law and Order. SUV. So the police SUV like skirt by, like, fast, and sirens on, all the things. And then I saw another cop car come. And then I'm walking, I'm like, okay, they heading in this direction that I'm headed in. So then as I was walking, like, this police officer, female police officer, just came busting out the doors, like how you see on TV. She came busting out the door of this building. And she was walking, and she was looking like this. And then she started walking fast. I was like, ma'am, do I need to go in the other direction? She's like, no, you're fine. Then she took off running. Baby, I turned right around. I just did a U-turn right there and walked right on back to my hotel. I said, you know what? I can wait. Either I'm going to wait, or I'm just going to pay $65 for a burger or whatever. However, it's expensive in this hotel, because I'm not going to be on the news for no foolishness. But that was my adventure for the day. But y'all, I told you guys before that my goal was to get back in the to get in the WNBA as a coach. And let me sit like this, to coach in the league, right? And so, y'all, I actually interviewed for a position back. The interview process started in December. And I went through the process, went through several rounds of interviews, had great conversation, and was offered the job as an assistant coach. Only for 2 weeks later to come around, for them to come back 2 weeks later and rescind the offer. Now, when I inquired about what the change was, I was told that they're just going in a different direction, yada, yada, yada. And the coach told me that he didn't have 100% autonomy in the situation to hire who he wanted to hire. So I guess the GM decided that they wanted to go in a different direction. So, I was dealing with that because I have been unemployed since November 18th, and it has been challenging. It has been so challenging. And I was unsure if I wanted to get on here and just kind of talk about that. Not because I'm embarrassed or anything like that, but just, like I said, I was feeling away, and I didn't want to get on here and bleed all over the people, like bleed on y'all. But God had to show me, I had to coach myself out of that, because I was disappointed. And I was confused. I'm like, God, why would you give me the very thing? Because it wasn't something that I even pursued. Like, I was referred, and it just didn't happen. And so I had to remind myself that if that was where I was supposed to be, then if that was what God had for me right now, or that particular team was where God wanted me to be, then I would be there. And so I always said, when I was going through the process, God, give me this or something better. It'll be this or something better. Now, I don't know what something better is, but I do know it ain't that. They did offer me another position, and so I'm kind of just weighing my options with that. They did offer me another position, which was not a coaching position, but it's a scouting role, which I wouldn't have to relocate or anything like that. It would get me back in the league, and it's actually aligned with what I am learning in the while I'm in the coaches development program. But my ultimate goal is to coach. Now, I say all that, but if that's not what God has for me, then I have to surrender to his will for my life. And y'all, that's not an easy thing to do. I know we get on here and we talk with those of us who are Christian and who live for God. It's not easy living for the Lord. It is not. The amount of warfare that you have to go through, not warring with anything outside of yourself, but just like warring with your own flesh. Like, it was really hard. Like, I was very disappointed. I was very hurt, but I had to remind myself, like, Yolanda, like, I had to rely on the word. I had to go back to scripture. I had to put my focus on God. God, you are a loving Father, and you would not withhold any good thing from me. Because you say it in your word. Now, either I'm not walking uprightly, or that's not a good thing. And I know that I'm walking uprightly before the Lord. I don't have any sin in my life. Like, I can honestly say, like, I don't have any sin in my life. I'm not perfect. Like, I ain't perfect. but I'm not out here doing things just intentionally sinning against God. That's not my life. I'm very isolated. I don't talk to a lot of people. I don't go a lot of places. It's like I have maybe 2 or 3 people that I talk to on a regular basis, and those are people who have been in my life for over 30 years. Like when I'm friends. And one I just met, and the people that are in my life, like my friends, when I meet them, it's either we friends or we not. Like there's no getting to know you, period. I don't know if y'all are like that or not, but yeah, it's been hard, and I've found that it's in these moments when our faith is really put to the test, because faith isn't faith unless it's tested. Like you don't know if you really rocking with God until you're put in a situation where you have to solely rely on him and solely rely on his direction. Because I need a job. Like I still have the same bills I had. I still have the same kids I have to take care of and all of those things. But I do know that God is my source. And my prayer was, God, give me this or something better. And the word tells us that God would do exceedingly abundantly above anything that we could think or ask. I ask for big stuff. Like I have big goals and big dreams and things like that. And if God can give us exceedingly abundantly above what we could think or ask for ourselves, to me, that just means that maybe I'm thinking too small. Maybe I'm asking too small. Right. And so I really had to coach myself up out of that space of being disappointed and starting to feel rejected, because those feelings of, man, why is everything so hard for me? Why do I always have to go through feeling like I have to prove myself? Like it was those feelings. And that's where the enemy wanted me to be. That's, if you're going through that, or if you've experienced that's where the enemy wants us. He wants us to doubt God. He wants us to doubt God's ability to do things, not just doubt his ability to do things, but the enemy wants you to doubt God's ability to do it for you, or God's willingness to do it for you. And I'm here to tell you that if you are believing God for something and you've had an opportunity come your way and you felt like this was God, and then all of a sudden the door closed, rejoice. Even no matter how hard it is, I'm telling you, rejoice, because God has something better. That exceedingly abundantly above anything that you could think or ask, God has that. And so that is where I've been, the space that I have been working to get myself back to. And I didn't want to come on this platform and crying and mad and upset and all the things. And I'm telling you, it was a very real emotion, because I was mad. I didn't, filter over into anger, but I wasn't mad. I was disappointed and I was hurt because I just didn't understand. But now I'm in a different space, a different headspace, and I put my eyes back on God. And that's the thing. When we go through those moments of disappointment, hurt, and rejection, as hard as it is, y'all, you have to put your eyes back on God. What did God say? He'll never leave you or forsaken. He is close to the brokenhearted. He knows your pain. Like, y'all, Jesus bore all of our sins. He went through everything that we're going through. So he is not oblivious to the pain that we're in. And God hurts when we hurt. God is disappointed when we're like, he knows that, and he's okay with you being mad. He's okay with you saying, God, I'm so disappointed. Like, God, why did you let that happen? Like, he's okay with you being upset and asking him. But just like Job, Job was questioning him, and God was like, well, where were you when I formed the earth? Where were you? Like, who are you? So God doesn't owe us anything. Like, he doesn't need us, but he wants us. Like he wants us to trust him. He wants us to rely on him. Just like a child, just like our children rely on us and trust us to take care of us, to take care of them. It's the same way with God. So I hope that this message encourages you to not give up on God. I hope this message encourages you that if you are facing or if you face disappointment with a job or relationship or whatever the case may be, just know that God has something better. And a lot of times we don't get what we desire in the time that we want it, because number one, our timing is not God's timing, and God can see around the corner, and we never know what he's protecting us from. And he wants to make sure that when he brings us to our blessings, or he brings the blessing to our, whenever we get there, that we can handle the weight of the responsibility, that we won't forget him. We won't be so enamored and so in love with the blessing or the thing or the place or the relationship that we forget about the God who gave us that. So that's it. I promise not to stay away long. I'm going to get back on my regular schedule. I'll be posting more from tomorrow. From my next, like I said, it's Friday. I'll be here until Monday. So I'll try to give you guys some behind the scenes. I don't know if they'll let us go live or post anything. I know we couldn't post pictures, so I'm sure I can't take no videos, especially of like the players and stuff, because they have a whole content team here dedicated to that, and they only want their content to be up. So I'll see what I have permission to share, but I do know that I can share the locker room for the new WNBA team, the expansion team, the Golden State Valkyries. They have an amazing locker room, you guys. And I almost cried when I walked into their practice facility. To see the WNBA come as far as it has from when I played in the 90s, and to see that teams like they have their own separate practice facility. Like Golden State has their practice facility. The Golden State Warriors have their practice facility. And now the new Golden State Valkyries, a women's WNBA team, the WNBA team, they have their own practice facility. They've got hydrotherapy. They got a bomb weight room, a player's lounge. Like everything is so upscale. I'm so happy for what the players are able to have right now. And to know that I was a part of building that foundation, like that just, man, I was almost brought to tears. So I think I'll do that. I'll try to go live in their facility. I'll get there early enough and maybe do a video or go live from that. If you guys are interested, I don't know how many of y'all even watch the league, but you should. There's some amazing women in that league. And I'm so excited for this upcoming season, but y'all gonna see me on the side, on somebody's bench. If not in the WNBA, probably the NBA. Who knows? But I will see you guys next week. Yeah, I'll see you guys on my next video. All right, bye.